Hey, what is going on, you guys? My name is Rayge, and we are back today with another video guide and playthrough of the War Saga here for the heroic mode. So, guys, I'm not sure if you saw, but there was a bug. Actually, I released a video earlier today where it was actually utilizing characters that are from the previous in being the Famine Saga. So that said, it's only right and fitting that I redo all of the playthroughs here. So you can see now the enemies should be reflecting what it should be. So we'll just quickly show you my roster here, and then we're gonna go ahead and reattempt some of the notes, because it's just not fair. Those of you watching my earlier video, it's not gonna be relevant just because it's utilizing from characters from a different saga. So I'll just quickly go through, show you my upgrades here, so that way you can see. Again, Red Hulk's gonna be probably stronger than yours just because he is awakened going into this, but keep in mind they typically wouldn't be, just because of that bug where we were able to fight against some easier enemies. There you go, She-Hulk, and then as well as Abomination. So that way you guys can see how strong my characters and team is. I am curious now how much harder it will be, because we did see that these revisions, especially in this last node where we're up against the Dormammu with Icarus, as well as aspects of the new warrior. So yeah, definitely let's see how we do now that we're up against all these different enemies. So yeah, let's go ahead, guys. Fortunately, yeah, I was excited, and it was super easy to go through it. I thought it was very straightforward and too easy for a saga, right? So it makes sense that was definitely a mistake on their part, but hopefully this is not too much harder than what we saw previously. So node 1 starts off with a bang, and already from the beginning we're up against this mixture here, and we need to be mindful of this Ghost Rider here, because each time we take down an enemy, he is going to be retaliating, right? And it does suck in this initial wave, because you can see there's just a lot of negative conditions on us. Thankfully, Red Hulk hits like a truck there, clearing that left side. But we also have the natural cleanse there, so we're actually looking pretty good, even despite all the damage that we took. Again, we want to be focusing Ghost Rider, because his retaliation damage, thankfully he doesn't do too much damage. That's good to see there. We also need to focus on Silver Samurai as well, just because he has some good abilities. And okay, let's see if we can reduce his turn meter. We're gonna first just finish off Ghost Rider before we target anybody else. Should be able to retaliate and finish off Noir there. You can see, thankfully we have the taunts, and I like this combination of having She-Hulk and Red Hulk next to Hulk, just because together they're able to get the taunts. Red Hulk gets attacked. As you can see, he has his ultimate ability ready to go now. So looking good, guys. We're looking good. We have his ultimate ready to go here, which is exactly what we want. I'm gonna save Bronze abilities there, just because we don't need the heals yet, the cleanse and so forth. Once those negatives come, you bet we can take advantage. But yeah, you can see how these guys are already hitting harder than our last playthrough. Thankfully, we got a lot of good passive abilities with the Gamma team. Okay, I'm gonna prevent Strife from moving, just because I don't really want the taunt. And finally, this is the moment we've been waiting for. The ultimate ability here, Red Hulk, just completely crushing it out. And the best thing about this now is that we have this battlefield effect. So these guys are going to be feeling the bleeds each turn, which is exactly what I would like to see. And then with this new wave here, let's just slow these guys down. We know Phyla-Vell has a cleanse, so you know what? Let's go ahead and just flip those right there, and we're going to target Phyla-Vell here. Not an issue. Cersei's not too powerful without the combination of Icarus, so although she is a good character to aim for, we want to make sure that they're not able to strip away our negatives. So yeah, you can see the battlefield, the bleeds are kicking in, and this is absolutely just going to wreak havoc. We're going to reduce the turn meter in the left side here. Again, Cersei doesn't do too much damage by herself. She does flip, but I mean, these other enemies like, Madeline Pryor, Silver Samurai, they can hit a bit harder, so we're going to focus on them. So overall, guys, yeah, it is definitely harder than the previous node 1 that I did, but you know what, it's still very good experience in terms of the team synergy of Gamma. And again, key thing is really taking advantage of the timing of Red Hulk's ultimate, but as well, just the synergies of Gamma being able to cleanse when needed, right? So here we go. Here we go. So that's a wrap there, guys, for Node 1. So not bad at all, guys. So Node 2. Now we're finally up against the combination of Spider Weaver with Silver Surfer, as well as Web Warriors and Aspects. So there you go. I mean, with this one, we just need to be mindful of taking down Spider Weaver before she gets her abilities off, because once it starts missing, that's where it can get havoc, right? So I want to see if we can actually reduce the turn meter here of this right side, just because it does target Spider Weaver as well, but she does get energy, right? So ideally, if we're able to land a stun on her, that's going to be the game plan here, just to prevent her from moving, and then we can just target her essentially. So I'm going to leave that for now. Go ahead, finish off Gamora. She doesn't have the revive, which is good. Okay, perfect. And then we're going to get the taunt there just to soak up damage. But yeah, that won't hold Spider Weaver forever. That's okay. Heartless Range attacking my Hulk. That's fine right there. And then what we're going to do additionally now is I'm actually going to reduce her turn meter with She-Hulk as well. She's gaining energy, but we're just trying to take her down and focus her, because if she gets her abilities off, it's not going to be good. Unfortunately, now she can't activate her abilities there, so the chargers are in play. Yeah, not exactly what I was going for, but you know what? That's okay. Let's go ahead here. Yeah, let's see if we can salvage this situation. Thankfully, with the at least with this not being Cosmic Crucible, her charges do run out a lot quicker, so it is nice that we have that going for us. But yeah, this combination, this wave and Node is going to be dangerous, because we're up against this mixture of Web Warriors with Spider Weaver providing supportive capabilities for their synergy, and then we also have to get through Wong as well. And thankfully, they've been attacking us nonstop. Red Hulk being able to trigger his ultimate quite early here, compared to the last battle that we had in Node 1. So we're looking pretty good. And again, we just need to get the heal off, but we have really good reliable tanks. My Abomination's looking a little weak, but hopefully we can finish off Wong there. Good stuff. Perfect, and the retaliation does take out Spider Weaver. So now we can use Red Hulk special, kind of to rewind that turn meter on the left side. Looking pretty good, but we have to be wary of that Silver Surfer who hasn't activated his ultimate yet. So getting a stun on him or reducing his turn meter would be really, really huge, but we should start targeting. We also need to be mindful of that Phyla-Vell, just because she does have that cleanse again, and we want these bleeds to stick, but you can just see how much damage we're doing. Red Hulk flipping as well. Not a big deal. Web Warriors outside raids, not a big deal, especially since there are enemies here in this campaign mode. And then by doing so, finishing off 9 out of 16 enemies remaining, it does spawn a couple more characters to the right side there. One we probably need to be mindful is Jubilee, because she's got the blind, but I'm focusing enemies that are a little weaker, just trying to clear the board here. And then because we do have She-Hulk here, let's see if we can actually stun. Perfect, it does work with Phyla-Vell, just because we know that she has a cleanse coming, so I just want to slow her down at least. And then again, the counterattacks here is really huge for this team. Perfect, retaliation, again soaking up damage. I want them to keep hitting Red Hulk, and if he can get off more abilities, obviously that's going to be the game plan here. And thankfully these guys chain a lot, so I'm really appreciating that. But when we have Red Hulk's abilities to rewind, it's really creating an opportunity for us to really steamroll here and really just get things going in terms of the synergy. So yeah, look at that. Absolutely devastating and perfect timing. Activating the ultimate here. We're going to control Jubilee. We're going to take down Phyla-Vell, the cleanser. And his charges are also looking really good. See, all the Web Warriors having their chain attacks is working well for this team. Working really well. So activating the ultimate there because of the amount of times Hulk is getting hit. Finish off Jubilee there. So we're looking really good. Last 5 characters here with Heartless and Adam Warlock spawning. But they just don't have their complete team synergies, and they're not going to be an issue whatsoever. So we'll go ahead. Look at all. It's also just, really thanks to the bleed, the amount of conditions that are being stripped on these guys, right? And it's just absolutely detrimental that we have these conditions on them, creating a huge advantage for us in terms of battlefield. You know, really with them staying put is actually advantageous for us. We have the special to remove Adam Warlock's revive there, which couldn't be more timely enough. So you get to that very end state, I find he's probably not going to be a non-factor just because he comes at the very end, right? And that's really, really smooth. Obviously, not as easy as our first running with the bug modes, but I mean, this is still going really well and pretty smooth overall. So this definitely keeps things interesting. Now we're up against previously the Mr. Negative, Shang-Chi, Bionic Avengers with Secret Avengers. So I definitely expect this one to be tricky as well. Yeah, these nodes, they definitely force you to be strategic in terms of who you attack, but thankfully, our attack order and everything has been very good. So, yeah, I think the big one is really just aiming for this middle cluster here, especially with us knowing Deathlock and Taskmaster. They're going to be using their abilities quite early, especially with that immunity, so we probably won't be able to do much against that. We also got Mr. Negative inflicting some ability block control on us. So right from the get-go, there's going to be a bit of burst, as you guys can see already. So unfortunately, I don't know how we can avoid this because these are the only 5 characters we're allowed. So pretty much we got to take the punch essentially. There we go. Oh, perfect. Great timing here. So we're going to activate the special here. Brawn, and that's going to be really key, guys, because you can see by doing so, gaining the immunity and defense up from them has actually saved us in terms of mitigating damage. And just look at how much damage is getting unloaded on our team. This is really good for Red Hulk, but having the immunity and as well as the defense up now allows us this beautiful opportunity to activate Red Hulk's ultimate. Best of all, Taskmaster using his abilities didn't even do anything just because we had the immunity on us. So I feel like that's definitely a very important mechanic to be mindful of, especially in that instance where the ultimate from Taskmaster is coming. So now we're at a pretty good spot. I don't feel like I want to use She-Hulk's abilities yet. We got the good taunt on Hulk. He's doing some really good work there, so we're gonna keep it as is, but we for sure should probably start focusing on Mr. Negative. He's doing some really good stuff right there for the team, but I also want to control Hulkbuster because we know aspects of the other remaining members of the Bionic Avengers are coming. So just something we have to be mindful of for sure. Yeah, the ultimate there definitely hurts us for sure. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's activate the ultimate here from Hulk now and just try to clear some of these guys. But yeah, we can get some of these Bionic Avengers out of the way just because we know Vision's coming. And even despite Maria Hill's ultimate healing, it didn't do anything because, again, that importance of us actually utilizing the trauma and the battlefield effects from Red Hulk has really put us in an excellent position. And you can notice on the right side, guys, I'm not targeting them at all because I'm basically trying to wipe all of them together. If you can leave some of those minions summoned by Mr. Negative, it's really huge because they're squishy, right? So even leaving them for the next wave, the trooper, the minions, not a big deal because we're going to be able to blow all of them away in a single instance. So now, a great opportunity of why we were trying to save our attacks here, right? And now with them spawning, great opportunity. Oh wow, so this last cluster really does come in to the fold here, and we have to also be mindful, guys. We know Shang-Chi's ultimate is coming too, so I tried to do a stun there, didn't work unfortunately, so we're gonna try it again. He's really a big one to target, but as well we gotta aim for Vision now as well because of the fact that we know her ultimate is coming and she's gonna be stripping that away, and as well as applying blind on us. So that's really why we need to target her. It's gonna be close, guys. The turn meter is really close here. It might even be too late, to be honest. Dang, wow. So this is just a jam-packed one. Thankfully, again, we still have the battlefield effect. So, but we're taking quite a beating right now. And let's see here. The retaliation was able to finish off Vision. So we got pretty lucky there. Thankfully, with such a reliable tank and Hulk and retaliating against these guys, right? The passive cleansing from the team is definitely proving to be clutch. But yeah, again, you can just see the amount of damage and all of them coming out at once. What a hefty battle here, especially all of them coming at the same time at us. The barriers. So that is really why it's important, guys. If you're you make sure you're focusing those Bionic Avengers. But even in this cluster here with Shang-Chi, Castro, yeah, this is gonna be a hard one to 3-star. I'm just gonna use Red Hulk here to flip the offense up, back to down. But you can see here, it's gonna be a gamble here in terms of getting the 3 stars, just because you can see our bleeds are doing amazing work, but they're bringing us down slowly but surely. This is gonna be devastating. We got the ultimate there, and then I'm gonna see if I can just take down some of them. But yeah, Castro, this combination is just so powerful with Bionic Avengers. Yeah, passive attack's probably gonna take us out, to be honest. Yeah, let's go ahead now, focus Shang-Chi, because we know he's gonna be dangerous. So yeah, again, this cluster, this may take some time for sure to get the 3-star, but for sure it is possible. We were close. We only wave managed, but man, it was just so hard to be anticipating of that, because we saw how it just came out at once, right? It was just hard to prepare for, honestly. So you probably won't have issues getting through it. It's more so just getting the 3 stars, right? And this is definitely going to be one of the harder ones out of the 5. I can definitely foresee that. And then even then, that's not done yet. We still have a couple more guys to go through. At this point, obviously, it's going to be straightforward now. We have the battlefield effect still. It's causing havoc with the bleed. But it's unfortunate that 2 of our guys were taken down as a result of how jam-packed that cluster was. So really anticipating, guys. Again, the key, make sure you're focusing those Bionic Avengers, because them combined with Castro as well as Shang-Chi is really what happened there. And if you can time the ultimate, especially Red Hulk's ultimate, just to have that up when they come, or to be able to flip all their positive buffs, I would say that's definitely a huge deciding factor. There you go. Even from the beginning, this was frustrating. So yeah, this is definitely one of the harder nodes, guys. I definitely see this as a pain point. I got lucky because it was already bugged and I got the 3 stars, but for sure, node 3 so far is the hardest that we've seen. This next one, we're up against Unlimited X-Men, so I don't foresee it being as tricky as node 3, but let's see how it goes. Okay, so it could change depending on RNG as well, right? But yeah, you can see likely what will happen is getting us the first attack. So the moment it starts off like that, we're gonna get those charge attacks. We unfortunately don't really have a choice. We just have to soak up the damage. See if you can use Hulk, obviously, to soak up. Now that it's off here, we can go ahead and activate the special. Yeah, very powerful wave, guys. Especially Gambit doing the passive attacks, right? He's going to be going through and bypassing the taunt, so that's definitely going to be the pain point here. We want to focus on him, but at the same time, yeah, now that we don't have the charges, a really big one is just going to be activating Bronze Ultimate. It gives everyone a great heal, but again, just look at the work that they're doing. So, you know, thankfully, with how many times they've been attacking us, we have Red Hulk's Ultimate actually earlier rather than later, just on the second turn. Wow, so that's amazing. And we do want to take out Gambit, but unfortunately, he is shrouded, so I'm going to attack him by going for a Bishop. But yeah, you can just see all the damage coming. Unbelievable. And they're targeting She-Hulk, passive attack from Gambit. So I definitely see this one as a harder one to actually be able to get the 3 stars. So darn, Spider-Weaver's got the passive there, so I'm going to miss my attacks. And you can see once again my She-Hulk falling. So I am curious though. Let's take a look and see how hard this is going to be without She-Hulk. I want to see if I can still do it, if it's plausible. Okay, because we are in a good position here. Okay, up against, yeah, this is a smaller node too in terms of less enemies that we're up against. So let's take a look here. We know that Dazzler is going to have the ability there to cleanse as well as blind, so we just need to be mindful of that. But let's see here, yeah, this is a great time. I'm going to activate the special here, reduce turn meter for Spider-Weaver. Gotta get her out of the way here because you know, she's done enough. There we go. This should be able to finish her off. They get the buffs, and darn, wow, this gets even harder too, because Now we got Rogue spawning here, so she's probably going to be targeting Hulk, hopefully. You can see he's got his abilities up, so I mean, yeah, just a very devastating node. Yeah, ideally we can get to her before she uses her abilities. That's the game plan, right? Especially, yeah, never mind. So she activates the special when we are doing some really good damage on her. So that's likely going to be the outcome there. So yeah, I definitely feel it, guys. I think I can still do this, but it's just the abilities they have. This is a hard node as well. So node 3, and as well as node 4. These are tricky, guys. Like, you look at Hulk, he's just getting absolutely beaten. I'm surprised he's actually still standing, to be honest. So there, wow, oh wow, he survived it. He actually survived it. Let's see if he's gonna survive this, guys. He's got his regen. Maybe he can stack that. We still have, okay, you know, I'm okay with this. Let's rewind this. So maybe, I definitely think that if you have a tankier Hulk, you might be able to get away with this build. Just having that combination, yeah, because once he gets going here, right, you can see. Okay, perfect. So once he starts using his special, just look at how much he's gonna get back. So we definitely need to target Rogue. Get her out of the way. Okay. I'm gonna keep targeting her. Thankfully, her abilities have long cooldowns after they're used, but then, yeah, she's just such a fast character, and she can get those off, right? So, yeah, it's going to be RNG based in the sense that we're just going to need some very timely ultimates and specials from Red Hulk, turn manipulating. So that's probably what's going to be a factor, guys, for sure. And keep in mind, too, if you guys want to, you know, unlock Apocalypse, we do need to make sure that we have 3 stars on everything. As well as that next gear tier level, right? So, yeah, let's go ahead and we're gonna activate the ultimate. I don't really want to play games anymore at this point. We lost She-Hulk very early, but you know, good to know that this can still get the job done. But yeah, all these nodes having Spider Weaver and you know, characters like Shang-Chi just makes it so difficult. Even you know, going up against Rogue here. Okay, but thankfully, yeah, what I've noticed too, just having a strong Red Hulk and Hulk is gonna be pretty key. So there we go, guys. Finally, this last node, we're gonna use the special on that right cluster. We got the battlefield effect from Red Hulk's ultimate, so this is gonna absolutely devastate them. And then we have a beautiful ultimate ability here, just to give us all the buffs there. Yeah, it's just making sure, pay attention to who's blinded and stuff, guys, and taking down key characters like Beast, you know, that provides a heal and energy and cleansing. It's really important at most, especially going through these sagas, targeting these enemies. At the same time, too, as well, strategy can only take you so far. You will need, at some point, you know, certain gear tier levels or built up characters just to make sure that they can actually withstand attacks, right? I know I had lower team levels with my Morgan Le Fay and the Darkhold, as well as the Unlimited X-Men, but I mean, my Gamma team is pretty strong compared to the previous 2 sagas I did, so that's probably why there's more room for error here, but hopefully this can help you guys as you try to attempt this if you have a lower power team. But I mean, definitely the Gamma team can do it, right? It's just the strategy overall involved now, and it's challenging, you know. It's too bad it was a little bit misleading, and the fact that it was bugged right when it released. But I mean, let's see here. It is what it is. Like, definitely possible for sure. I remember I tried a lot for the Famine Scourge, but I mean, definitely possible. As well as for Morgan Le Fay's Pestilence. Okay, so yeah, sorry guys. Like, nodes 3, nodes 4, they're tough. They are tough. Nodes 1 and 2 are definitely better, but yeah, I can only imagine what the last node's gonna look like. So that was nodes 3, that was nodes 4. Yeah, definitely gonna be hard for sure based on what we just saw there. So guys, yeah, last but not least, let's get this party started. Last final node. I probably will, if I don't get the 3-star, I probably will make another video just to isolate it, so that way there's a better reference. Okay guys, so quick update. I was able to take a few attempts, and this was definitely harder than what I anticipated. So I, just cut out the footage so that way it saved you guys some time. But this 5th node is definitely tricky in terms of being able to navigate the waters. How you want to start things off is actually taking away Cloak's revive here and the turn meter reduction in that entire left cluster. Next up, we want to fully take advantage of being able to use Abomination's abilities to, apply the negative conditions on their side. Now, the very important notable step here is making sure that you use Brawn here, special, and right next to Dormammu, we're going to be able to combine that to gain immunity as well as offense up. So in doing so, we don't really need to focus on Cloak because his ultimate can go off, but because we have the immunity, we're in a great position to be able to, be free of negative conditions even when he uses it. So at this point, he switched gears to try to target Dormammu. He's going to be triggered to go into invisibility after he activates his abilities, of course. But I realized that as I was playing that the strategy to take down Dormammu as soon as possible probably wasn't the best game plan, because I noticed, you have this initial wave where they all revives. Clearing the revives of these enemies is actually really important, but as well being able to have adjacent damage on Dormammu when possible, as I just did there with Hulk. Now, what's going to be notable, guys, is, and you won't see this until the end of the footage here, but I'm actually leaving Dormammu for the very end of battle because it was just easier not to have to focus on him, just because he has the stealth to protect him. He constantly gives buffs to his team, which is really frustrating, but at the same time, all these enemies here, you can see we gotta take down, right? So when there's an opportunity to do so, activate Red Hulk's ultimate, flipping all the positive buffs, but in doing so before Dormammu using his ability, ensures that the trauma, regardless of him healing the team, with the trauma staking in the battlefield effect, it's going to be a non-factor for us. So that's why it's really important to get that in, guys. And then lastly here, you can see I'm just finishing off Deathpool, who's the last member of that first wave with the revive. So pretty much clearing the entire first wave now at this point. You're going to be getting a lot of opportunities for Red Hulk to use his special. Try to see if you can reduce the turn meter next to Dormammu even when he's stealth, because we just want him taking as few turns as possible, right? Obviously, it's not going to always be realistic, but you just got to do your best. So at this point then, now I focus on any of the damage dealers because we have the passive charges to be able to kind of cleanse negatives on our side, which is really huge for us. We have the tankiness of Hulk being able to soak up damage, and look at just how many negative conditions are sitting on Dagger. She gets wiped out in one blow, spawning the next wave here, which is another devastating wave of enemies. So clusters of Darkhold with another death pool, and then as well as a Doctor Strange. So at this point, I'm just cleaning up. I saw that she was weaker there, finished her off. We want to flip buffs, and again, Dormammu doing his thing, attacking us from the sideline. But I quickly realized that it just wasn't worth it to focus on him. We had to keep our team alive, and there's some really powerful damage dealers here. If you can, I recommend stunning Wong, just because having him not be able to taunt actually buys us more time to focus on some of the key enemies, right? In this case, Heartless and Deathpool can really do some meaningful damage against us, and as well as having Doctor Strange activating his flipping ultimate there. But again, because we have the passive charges, we're actually in a great position to cleanse. So I really like the fact that this Synergy of Gamma does seem to be built for this specific node, even despite the fact that there's so many negatives being placed on us. We're in a great position now. At this point, Wong finally gets his taunt off, but he's weak to the point because we kept track of constantly and making sure we did consistent damage on it. At this point, if you're able to get up in this final wave and clean up the enemies around Dormammu, that's really the key. So I think where probably players are going to struggle with this last final node is the fact that they'll be so focused on Dormammu that it's going to cloud their judgment. But as you saw, we left him for the very end, which actually helped a lot because, especially when he was stealth, we didn't really want to tailor or change our game plan, right? So there you guys have it. The full playthrough of the entire heroic mode, updated now, outside of the bugs that were earlier when it was released. So hopefully this helps you guys navigate the waters. But yeah, apologies for the length of the video. It is quite lengthy, but I want to make sure I didn't miss anything, and if you guys want to go back to certain notes. Thank you as always. Do appreciate you checking my videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.